I tested every method so you don't have to. Here's how to cook 4 kinds of eggs perfectly in your air fryer. Hi friends, I'm Nancy. In today's video, I'll show you 4 simple and reliable ways to cook eggs in your air fryer: fried, boiled, poached, and scrambled. These methods are especially helpful if you like easy cooking with consistent results. Stay with me because once you see how simple this is, you may never go back to cooking eggs the old way again. Let's start with the first and most familiar egg-making: boiled eggs in the air fryer. This one surprises a lot of people because there's no pot of water and no waiting for it to boil. Once you get the timing right, it's actually very consistent and easy to repeat. Start with eggs that are either at room temperature or straight from the refrigerator. The difference in cooking time is very small, so don't worry too much about that. Place the eggs directly into the air fryer basket, ideally on the crisper plate, so the hot air can circulate evenly around them. There's no need to add water or oil. For soft-boiled eggs with a runny yolk, set your air fryer to 340 degrees and cook the eggs for about 7 minutes. When the time is up, carefully remove the eggs and place them straight into cold water or an ice bath for a few minutes. This stops the cooking process and makes the eggs much easier to peel. The whites will be set and the yolk will be soft and creamy, perfect for breakfast or slicing over toast. If you prefer hard-boiled eggs, simply increase the cooking time to about 9 minutes at the same temperature. Again, transfer the eggs to cold water right away. The yolks will be fully cooked but still tender, not dry or chalky. One helpful tip is to let the air fryer basket cool slightly between batches if you're cooking different styles back to back. This helps keep the timing accurate. Once you try boiling eggs this way, you may find it cleaner and more predictable than the traditional stovetop method, with far less mess and guesswork. Now let's move on to the second method, making a gentle, perfectly poached egg in the air fryer. Using a ceramic bowl with one small but important change in the order of steps. This method is especially friendly if you like soft eggs, but don't want to deal with boiling water on the stove. Start by choosing a small ceramic bowl or ramekin. Ceramic works best because it holds heat evenly and keeps the egg from cooking too fast on the outside. Lightly brush the inside of the bowl with a little butter. This adds flavor and also helps prevent sticking later. Next, pour warm water into the bowl first. Add just enough water to create a shallow bath at the bottom. You don't need much, just enough, so the egg will be gently surrounded once it goes in. Adding the water before the egg helps the white spread more evenly and keeps the yolk centered. Now carefully crack one egg directly into the bowl right on top of the water. Try to crack it slowly so the yolk stays intact. You'll notice the egg settles nicely into the warm water instead of sticking to the bowl. Place the ceramic bowl into the air fryer basket, making sure it sits flat and stable. Set the air fryer to 340 degrees and cook for about 7 minutes. At around 6 minutes, the egg white should be fully set while the yolk remains soft and creamy. If you prefer a firmer yolk, you can add another minute. When it's done, carefully remove the bowl and lift the egg out with a spoon. This method gives you a tender, delicate poached egg that's perfect for toast salads or a simple, comforting breakfast. Now, let's move on to the third method, the classic fried egg made right in your air fryer. Begin by choosing a small non-stick air fryer safe dish or tin. Lightly brush or spray the bottom with a little oil so the egg won't stick. Crack one egg gently into the dish, taking care not to break the yolk. At this point, many people stop here and put it straight into the air fryer, but that often leads to a rubbery top because the heat comes from above. Here's the key tip that makes all the difference: loosely cover the dish with aluminum foil. The foil acts like a gentle shield, protecting the egg from direct heat, while still allowing it to cook evenly. Make sure the foil is tucked securely around the edges of the dish so it doesn't lift or blow around inside the air fryer. Place the covered dish into the air fryer basket. Cook at 400 for about 8 to 10 minutes, depending on how you like your yolk. At around 8 minutes, the whites will be set and the yolk soft and creamy. If you prefer a firmer yolk, give it another minute or two. Every air fryer is a little different, so the first time it's a good idea to check near the end. Once it's done, carefully remove the dish and peel back the foil. You'll see a beautifully cooked fried egg with no burnt edges and no rubbery texture. The white is tender, the yolk is just right, and there's no splatter to clean up. This is a wonderful everyday method, especially for a quick breakfast or a light meal. It's simple, consistent, and once you try it, you may never fry eggs on the stovetop the old way again. I remember the first time I tried making eggs in my air fryer. I was skeptical at first because I had cooked eggs the same way for years. One morning, I didn't feel like standing at the stove, so I gave it a try. The first egg wasn't perfect, but after adjusting the time and covering it with foil, it turned out soft and just right. Since then, I've used this method often. It saves time, reduces effort, and still gives me a warm, comforting breakfast. Now let's finish with the fourth method, making soft, creamy scrambled eggs in the air fryer. This one takes a little more attention than the others, but the result is well worth it, especially if you enjoy gentle, fluffy eggs that aren't dry. Start by cracking 2 eggs into a bowl. Add a small splash of milk or cream, just enough to loosen the eggs slightly. This helps keep the scrambled eggs tender. Whisk gently with a fork until the whites and yolks are just combined. You don't need to beat too much. Keeping a light hand makes the eggs softer in the end. Next, take a small non-stick pan or heat-safe dish that fits inside your air fryer. Add a small piece of butter and place the dish into the air fryer. Set it to 300 degrees and let it heat for about 2 minutes, just until the butter melts. This step warms the dish and prevents sticking. Carefully remove the dish, pour in the egg mixture, and place it back into the air fryer. Cook for about 3 minutes, then take it out and gently stir with a silicone spatula, pulling the eggs from the edges toward the center. Put it back in and continue cooking, stirring every 2 minutes. After about 8 to 9 minutes total, the egg should be softly set and creamy, not dry. Turn off the air fryer and let the eggs rest for a moment. They'll finish cooking gently from the remaining heat. These scrambled eggs are perfect for a simple breakfast served with toast or fruit. They may take a little patience, but once you try them, you'll see the air fryer can do more than you ever expected. If you've tried cooking eggs this way before, tell me in the comments how it worked for you. And if this is your first time, let me know which method you're excited to try. Before we wrap up, I just want to remind you that good cooking doesn't have to be complicated or stressful. Sometimes it's simply about learning one small trick that makes everyday meals easier and more enjoyable. I hope today's egg tips help you save time, reduce mess, and feel more confident using your air fryer. Take it slow. Try the method that feels right for you and adjust it to your own kitchen and taste. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Please take good care of yourself, eat well, and I'll see you again in the next video.